Bakit ganun lang? Kumikita naman, pero bakit parang ganun lang? Anak, maraming business owners ang tahimik na nagtatanong niyan ngayon. Hindi naman bagsak ang negosyo. May customers naman, may pumapasok na pera. Busy ka rin buong araw, pero parang walang tunay na usad. Parang kahit gaano ka kasipag, nasa parehong level ka pa rin. Nararanasan mo na rin ba yon? Yung mas mahaba na ang oras ng trabaho mo ngayon kaysa noong nagsisimula ka pa lang. Pero parang hindi naman sumasabay ang growth ng negosyo. O maybe you've quietly asked yourself, mas marami akong ginagawa ngayon, bakit parang pareho pa rin ang kita? Anak, listen carefully. That feeling does not automatically mean that the business is failing, ha? Sometimes it simply means na nasa masipag stage pa lang ang negosyo mo. At sa stage na ito, totoo ang sipag, totoo ang effort, totoo pa rin ang pagod. Pero darating ang point na hindi sapat ang sipag lang para lumago ang negosyo. Few months ago, may nakausap akong isang dressmaker. Ganito yung kwento niya. Sabi niya, it started with small sewing jobs for friends and referrals. Tapos over time, lumaki rin naman. She eventually opened a tailoring shop with 3 mananahi. Steady ang orders, steady rin ang income, pero may napansin siya. Kapag gusto niyang kumita ng mas malaki, mas lalo lang siyang nagpupuyat. More clients meant more fittings, more revisions, more late nights, at mas lalo siyang kailangan personal na tutok sa lahat. However, despite all that, she could not help but ask, Mami N, bakit parang habang mas lumalaki ang effort ko, mas lalo naman akong natatali sa business ko? Anak, let me share 5 wrong beliefs that quietly keep a business busy but not truly growing. Number 1, mas maraming orders, mas malaking negosyo. More orders can increase income, pero kung everything ay nakadepende sa iyo, mas lalaki lang din ang pagod mo. Number 2, ako lang ang makakagawa nito ng tama. Kapag lahat kailangan pang dumaan sa iyo, the business cannot move faster than you. Pangatlo, okay pa naman, kakayanin ko. Just because kinakaya mo pa does not mean na sustainable pa siya, ha? Number 4, may team na, okay na. A team helps actually, but without clear standards, ikaw pa rin ang magiging bottleneck. Number 5, kilala naman ako, okay na yon. Personal reputation brings trust, but a business grows bigger only when the trust extends beyond you. Belief number 1, mas maraming orders, tama? Kailangan lang dagdagan ng buyers. Yun ang sagot ni Eliza every time yung income ng kanyang business parang nagiging stuck. Nagbebenta siya ng imported food products that are hard to find in regular groceries and supermarkets, tulad ng Korean snacks, Japanese sauces, premium noodles, chocolates, and specialty ingredients. At first, maliit lang. Friends would pasabay through her. Then, referrals came in. Soon, may regular resellers na ring umu-order sa kanya every month. From the outside, mukhang okay naman ang negosyo niya. May orders araw-araw, busy ang inbox, mabilis na uubos ang stocks. But every few months, kapag tinitingnan niya ang actual income, halos pareho pa rin ang range. So, ang lagi niyang solusyon, magbenta ng mas marami. More buyers, more restocking, more late nights, packing orders, replying to customers, and still, parang walang tunay na growth. One evening, habang nagre-repack siya ng bagong dating na shipment, napahinto siya. Sabi niya, bakit parang habang mas dumadami ang orders, mas lalo lang akong napapagod? Then she finally saw the real problem. Every important part of the business still depended on her. Siya ang naghahanap ng suppliers, siya ang nag-check ng inventory, siya ang sumasagot sa customers, siya rin ang nagpapak at nag-aayos ng deliveries. Tumutulong naman yung kanyang mga helpers, pero yung negosyo only moved as fast as she could personally handle. Anak, more orders do not automatically mean na business growth. Dahil kung lahat ay still umiikot around you, mas lalaki lang ang pagod mo at hindi ang negosyo. Belief number 2, ako ang quality eh. Iba talaga kapag si Olivia ang humahawa. Yan ang sinasabi ng mga clients ni Olivia. Now, Olivia and her husband run a photography and video coverage business na humahawak sila ng mga weddings, corporate events, tsaka brand shoots. And over the years, lumaki na rin yung negosyo nila. Nagkaroon sila ng shooters, editors, coordinators, at sariling studio team. But even with a growing team, one thing never changed. everything still umiikot around Olivia. Clients requested her personally. Siya ang final approval sa edits. Siya ang tinitingnan kapag may creative decisions. Siya rin ang nag-check ng outputs bago i-release. And honestly, magaling naman talaga siya. Her eye for details, her editing instincts, her creative direction. Those were the reasons clients trusted the business. But quietly, yun din ang nagsisimulang magpabagal sa growth nila. Because even with a full team, every important project still bottleneck kay Olivia. Then one month, a large brand approached them for a multi-city campaign. Multiple locations, multiple shoot dates, a project that could have significantly grown the business. But Olivia hesitated. Alam niya na hindi niya kayang i-personally na i-oversee yung lahat ng mga bagay ng mag-isa. So eventually, the client hired another studio instead. One with systems strong enough to trust their team without the owner being present every time. Nung gabing yon, tahimik at napaisip si Olivia. Yung strength ko ba? Siya rin ba ang limit ng negosyo namin? Ito yung lesson, anak. Skill can build a strong reputation. But if the standard only lives inside one person, eventually the business can only grow as far as that person can personally reach. Belief number 3. Kaya naman. Nakakaya ko pa. Okay pa naman ako, kakayanin ko. Yan ang sinasabi ni Grace sa sarili niya almost every night. Minamanage niya yung isang massage and wellness spa that grew from 1 room to 4-room business with trained therapists and steady clients. From the outside, mukhang maayos naman. May staff, may repeat customers, maganda rin ang mga reviews. But quietly, everything still depended on Grace. Siya ang nagwe-welcome sa mga guests, siya ang nagbibigay ng product recommendations, siya ang nagche-check ng rooms at service quality bago matapos ang araw. Naniwala siya na ang personal touch ay ang umaakit sa mga clients para bumalik again and again. And honestly, tama naman siya. But here is what she failed to notice. Kapag nandun si Grace, warm at consistent ang experience. Pero kung nag-step away siya kahit na isang araw lang, may napapansing pagbabago ang mga clients. Not because her therapists were careless. They were trained. They genuinely cared. Pero may mga bagay na si Grace lang ang kayang magbigay consistently. Because the deeper standard behind the experience was never fully transferred to the team. Then one month, meron siyang na-experience na minor health scare. Sabi ng doktor, magpahinga ka ng 2 linggo at pagbalik niya, 3 regular clients na hindi na nag-rebook. Doon siya natahimik. Itinayo ko ba ang negosyo o trabaho na walang pwedeng pumalit sa akin? Negosyo ba o trabaho lang? Anak, ito ang lesson. Kakayanin ko pa is not a growth strategy because if the business still depends on your daily presence to maintain the standard, eventually, ikaw mismo ang magiging limit ng paglago nito. Belief number 4. May team ka. Okay na. Akala ko kaya na nila eh. That's what Ryan kept telling himself as his architectural and interior design firm grew. From a solo practice, naging full team na sila. Junior architects, designers, and a project coordinator. From the outside, mukhang lumalaki naman ang negosyo. Professional setup, consistent clients, busy ang office. Pero, nung tiningnan ni Ryan very closely, meron siyang napansin. Every important decision dumadaan pa rin pala lahat sa kanya. Every drawing needed his approval. Every client meeting, kailangan present siya. Every late night revision, siya pa rin ang gumagawa. Nandoon yung team, but the business still moved at the speed of one person, si Ryan. At first, akala niya normal lang yon until a large commercial project came in. 6 months of intense work yung project na yon. And pagkatapos ng project, doon niya nakita ang isang bagay na hindi niya inaasahan. Mas malaki nga ang project, pero mas pagod naman siya kaysa dati. And when he computed everything honestly, parang mas maliit pa nga ang kinita niya compared to the stress and the hours na binigay niya. And that's when he realized yung tunay na problema. Hindi kulang sa tao ang negosyo niya, kulang sa malinaw na standards at systems. Anak, eto ang lesson. Having a team does not automatically mean that the business is growing. Because if every important decision still depends on you, eventually, ikaw pa rin ang magiging bottleneck ng buong negosyo. Belief number 5. Kilala ako, sapat na. Kaya bumabalik sila, kilala nila ako. Yan ang iniisip ni Marco for many years. Marco and his wife run a fabric store known for imported linens, formal wear fabrics, lace, and specialty textiles that are hard to find in ordinary textile shops. Over time, lumaki rin ang negosyo. Nagbukas sila ng mas malaking space, nagdagdag ng staff, built relationships with designers, event stylists, and long-term customers. From the outside, mukhang stable at successful naman. Pero quietly, one thing never changed. Most customers still wanted Marco personally. Siya ang gustong kausap kapag pipili ng tela. Siya ang hinihingan ng recommendations. Siya rin ang final say kapag may malaking order. Even when staff members assisted properly, customers would still wait for Marco before deciding. And slowly, yun din ang naging limit ng growth nila. Because no matter how many staff they added, Marco's personal time still controlled how much the business could handle. Kaya one busy season, sunod-sunod ang clients, deliveries, at supplier concerns. Pagod na pagod si Marco. And then one evening, habang nagsasara na sila, napaisip siya. Lumalaki ba talaga ang negosyo or mas dumadami lang ang nakaasa sa akin? Anak, the lesson here is this. A strong personal reputation can help build a business, of course. But if all the trust stays attached to that one person alone, eventually that person also becomes the limit of how far the business can go. Anak, if you noticed, none of those businesses were failing. May customers naman, may pumapasok na pera, may effort, may team pa nga ang iba, 'di ba? Pero dahan-dahan, each owner realized the same thing. The business was still depending too much on them personally. Kapag sila ang pagod, bumabagal ang negosyo. Kapag sila ang wala, humihina ang operations. At kapag gusto nilang lumaki ang kita, mas lalo nang silang nagtatrabaho. This is what the masipag stage looks like. Totoo ang sipag, totoo ang pagod, pero eventually mararamdaman mong parang umiikot ka lang sa parehong cycle. Because hard work alone cannot carry a business forever. This is why the next step is becoming marunong. Marunong begins when you stop asking, how do I work harder? And start asking, what keeps the business dependent on me? From there comes maayos. Dito, nagsisimulang magkaroon na ng malinaw na system, standards at structure so that the business can continue moving even when you are not personally holding every part together. And eventually, malaya. Hindi ibig sabihin na wala ka nang gagawin. It means that the business finally stops requiring all of your time and energy just to keep on growing. So if you have been in business for 3 years or more and you feel like the business has stopped moving forward, no matter how hard you work, book a free clarity call with my team. The link is in the comment section. Kaya, let's be business-minded, Pinoy.